The country's 27th Prime Minister's Independence Lecture Series, presented by Ms. Willa Liebert-Tavernier, focused on the role of information and its ownership, as delivered in her address entitled Perpetual Progress Towards a Sustainable Information Ecosystem. The lecture was delivered at the ECCB Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium at the 10th September event attended by Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liebert, GCMG JP, Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as representatives of the National Assembly, members of the Diplomatic Corps, public and private sector officials, and students of St. Kitts and Nevis. Ms. Liebert-Tavernier, a former St. Kitts and Nevis state scholar, made the point that information is a powerful tool used to shape beliefs, generate action, and control a narrative. As such, one of the lessons, she said, was to control our own story.
The way a piece of information is presented can convince you that something is right or wrong, good or bad, valuable or worthless. It can convince you that something is desirable and you should work to attain it, or the opposite. So information often comes with a value judgment about something. That's exactly why we have the concept of social media influencers, to shape how people think. And this is why information literacy is so essential, because not every piece of information is true or honest or fairly presented. Foundational questions for information literacy include: who controls the story? What do they want me to believe? Why do they want me to believe it? And what should I do about it? Stories are powerful. They can shape our world. When others control our stories, access to our heritage can be limited. We must take charge of our own stories.
In responding to her lecture, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew noted the intellectual talent and capacity, the depth of resources that lie amongst our country's nationals, as he commended her involvement with the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College.
She has brought a perspective and a topic that we are not often exposed to. Who would have thought that library studies, a librarian, is an academic of such importance to define a people, to define us, to say who we are, what is our identity. That has really opened up my eyes, and I know many of you here are indeed astonished by the extent to which she went to demonstrate that information, the handling of information, is critically important to determine who we are as a people. And just to add a couple of things, because I think it was important that she noted the work that she's doing with Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College. Important work she's doing, mostly volunteering and extending resources from a well-resourced university to our Clarence Fitzroy College, ensuring that we can, of course, do this very important and vital work. But I want to say one other thing in line with what she's promoting, that at this time we are digitizing, is it digitizing or digitalizing? Digitizing our archives. And I want to say, just before you clap, that that project is going on. And in that vein, I want to really honor the legacy of His Excellency, our third Governor General, Sir Edmund Lawrence, who has passed on. Apart from his work with establishing our indigenous bank, which became the largest bank in the OECS at one point, from pennies, and that is for our young people to know. He made the last significant contribution of well over $30,000 US to procure the equipment to digitize our archives very, very recently.
This year's independence celebrations are being held under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42, penned by Ms. Denola Laplace, winner of the Independence 42 theme competition, and who introduced Ms. Willa Liebert Tavernier, featured speaker in the 2025 Prime Minister's Independence Lecture Series. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
Premier Mark Brantley has expressed concern that Navitians are not sufficiently informed about the recently passed Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Act 2025. Speaking at his monthly press conference recently, Mr. Brantley was asked by SK Newsline whether he believes the public is adequately aware of the law given the ongoing debate and opposition from the Nevis Reformation Party, the NRP.
I think my answer would be no. Because if I were to say yes, then I would have to accuse a lot of people of deliberately misleading the public. So I would have to say no. And the reason I would say no is because I go back to the anecdote from the other night when a pundit said very boldly that these people are going to create their own country. And when I asked where that came from, he said it came from the law. And as I indicated, as of now, 11:30 on Thursday, he's still trying to find that section. It tells me that he did not really know what the law said. There are a lot of people in our country, and with the proliferation of radio and internet and Facebook and all of that, I find that many of us essay opinions before we inform ourselves. I have had a statement that I make from time to time, and I say we must engage our minds before we engage our mouth. Engage our mind before we engage our fingers. Because oftentimes when we do it the opposite way, what we're responding to, Mr. Hugh, is what somebody else tells us. A lot of the confusion in St. Kitts and Nevis comes because we listen to somebody say something. So let us, for example, assume that I was not on the line on Tuesday night. That gentleman would have said, these people are coming to create their own country. That's what the law says. Nobody would have challenged it. But the following morning, people would have been in town saying, why you're here? That is what the law said. And that is how misinformation takes hold.
He disclosed that the Nevis Island Administration, the NIA, will host a series of town hall meetings to educate residents about the legislation.
The people in St. Kitts and Nevis continue to say to me that they're busy. They're busy. So the parliament that sat on August 11th was an open forum. You could come in there and sit down, or you could listen on radio, you could watch on television. Most of our people do not listen. They do not pay attention. And what they therefore do is they then rely on the talk show hosts and people like those to tell them what was said. And that's where the misinformation comes in. What we're going to do, Mr. Huey, I've been forced to accept that our people just do not understand it well enough. And so we plan to have a series of town hall meetings. And every engagement that I get, I will be speaking about what the law says, what it actually provides, and what it is that's proposed.
The act has drawn heightened scrutiny following the announcement of a proposed development in southern Nevis on privately owned lands. The NRP has strongly objected to the law, calling for it to be repealed, arguing that it does not adequately safeguard the patrimony of Navitians. Patricia Bartlett of the NRP reiterated this position during a recent appearance on Vision 2020 radio.
He says no area intended to be the subject of a development agreement shall, in the island of Nevis, comprise less than 500 acres, and in St. Kitts, not less than 750 acres. Now, this is what, at the end of the day, when the gavel came down, this is what it said that they would have passed this into law. This is an act now, it's no longer a bill. And we know, based on the contribution that the Premier would have made in the House of Parliament in St. Kitts on that day, the 11th of August, I think it was, 2025, he would have gotten up and made the appeal to his brethren and the other people seated there for their support in making an amendment, because this, as it turned out, apparently was not in the bill. And so he proposed an amendment to insert this same section here. And so for him now to go on radio and attempt to distance himself from it and say, well, no, that is not in the bill, in like someone is going to have to give us an explanation as to why is it these people in Parliament would have voted to insert this thing, because, you know, they have a little session that they sit out and they say, well, we in what you call committee stage, right? And so coming out of committee stage, this is what would have been the work product of that. And so until we hear otherwise from the people who are responsible for us, the law states that in Nevis, they cannot give them, can't sign off on a SSZ unless it has a minimum 500 acres. So we need clarity on that. But still, we're still asking for this law to be repealed, because that is going to be my recitation.
Meanwhile, the federal government has pushed back against claims that the Prime Minister can unilaterally authorize projects in Nevis under the Act. In a press release issued by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, SKNIS, the government clarified that the law requires any development project on Nevis to receive the explicit approval of the Premier and the NIA before proceeding. It stressed that no development will move forward on Nevis without such consent. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. Your favorite TV shows are just a click away with TVC Plus at tvcplus.live. Stream our 24-hour live programming. Catch the latest episodes of TVC Originals on demand. Enjoy premium pay-per-view content and so much more. Watch on any device, TV, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Visit www.tvcplus.live. Stream, watch, enjoy.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
Good day to the beautiful people of St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Martin News Desk now airs on
Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays on TVC
at 11 a.m. and then again at 5 p.m. So
make sure to tune in.
It's Entertainment TV at its finest. Join us for Main Event, the Caribbean's leading entertainment show only on Television Caribbean TVC. Tune in as our host chats with top artists and entertainers, bring you the latest buzz in entertainment, and showcase the hottest music videos from the region's biggest stars. Main Event airs on Thursdays at 8 p.m. with rebroadcast on Fridays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. When it comes to entertainment, it's always the Main Event on TVC.
In developing a small island, Nevis's Premier Mark Brantley made the case during his 10th September On the Mark radio talk show that having a larger population along with business investment would drive development. During the program, the Premier was voicing the need to take advantage of all opportunities to stimulate further development, inclusive of building relations with islands such as St. Bart's, while pushing for longer-term critical development, as with the push towards geothermal energy. Brantley was responding to some sentiments against the inflows of CARICOM nationals.
You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, develop a country, an economy, without people. And in order to move St. Kitts and Nevis forward, we need people. And to get people, you need, one, your own local population to grow. You need, two, our people in the diaspora to come home where they can, and I've issued that invitation to them. And three, you need people to come in from outside. You know, the thing that troubles me is that we like to act brand new sometimes. When you look at countries around the world, many of them we look at and we marvel at how great they are. Singapore, oh, the Singapore model is fantastic. The United Arab Emirates, everybody now wants to go to Dubai. But when you look at the population of Singapore, the population of Dubai, you see that they are built on an immigrant labor population. When you look at those populations, and these are societies that we admire, we marvel at how well they've done. They have figured out a way to have investment come in, to have people come in to work and live, pay taxes, generate revenue, generate activity. And that is what happens. And I want our people to start to broaden that horizon.
Brantley was also calling for a change in the mindset of some citizens towards the growing diversity within the St. Kitts and Nevis population as essential components, he believes, in expanding economic development on both islands. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
26 students were awarded certification for passing Chinese as a foreign language computerized adaptive test recently. 5 students were awarded for passing Novice 1, 10 students were awarded for passing Novice 2, and 11 for passing Level 1.
今天的这张证书不只是努力的证明，更增加了我们规划未来的信心。
Today's certificate is not only proof of our hard work, but a source of confidence that strengthens our ability to plan for the future. 或许有一天我们能到台湾学习、生活、探索更多可能性。
Perhaps one day we will have the opportunity to study and live in Taiwan, exploring even more possibilities. 谢谢台湾，也谢谢你为此教育部。
Thank you, Taiwan. Thank you, Ministry of Education, Nevis.
我们会继续加油。
We will keep it up.
谢谢大家。
For the past 5 years, Taiwanese Cultural Ambassador Chen Chi has been teaching Mandarin as a second language in secondary schools on Nevis, as well as facilitating classes for adults.
In this kind of limited learning hours and this kind of non-Mandarin speaking environment, you did absolutely really well. And your hard work really meets your grades. So just be like, Caribbean people always born with natural confidence. Let the score sheet and certificate shine as well. So I shared it last year already, but still I would like to say again. When I was in their age, middle school students, my English was probably worse than their Mandarin is now. Really. But today, English brought me here to another part of the world. So I believe Mandarin can do the same, take you to anywhere that you want. So remember, every step in life counts.
Nevis and Taiwanese officials presented the awards to the students. Your favorite TV shows are just a click away with TVC Plus at tvcplus.live. Stream our 24-hour live programming. Catch the latest episodes of TVC Originals on demand. Enjoy premium pay-per-view content and so much more. Watch on any device, TV, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Visit www.tvcplus.live. Stream, watch, enjoy.
Are you tired of Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? The Cable has the ultimate solution with our whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Say goodbye to frustrating signal drops and hello to seamless connectivity in every corner of your home. No more
Mom, my tablet's not working in my bedroom. My game is freezing, Daddy.
Or WhatsApp calls dropping as you walk around the house. So many people struggle with dead zones and restricted Wi-Fi, and the Cable has the answer. Enjoy full blanket increased Wi-Fi coverage with installation in 48 hours or less. Whole home Wi-Fi coverage is here. Get the whole family connected today. Come in or call the Cable at 465-2588 to get your whole home Wi-Fi boost installed. The Cable, always giving you more. Terms and conditions apply.
Tune in to Insights on TVC, where we explore the unique stories and perspectives of our fascinating guests.
I used to get in trouble for talking.
I am really angry. I forget English.
I had good examples of what people could become.
Each episode brings you an in-depth look at individuals from diverse backgrounds, sharing their personal journeys and valuable life insights.
I don't know. We're going to bathe here because Papa Bratcher says nobody owns the beach in St. Kitts.
People who sound like this and saying that they're like 15, I'm like, you have a beard!
Insights airs on Mondays at 8 p.m. with rebroadcast on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Only on Television Caribbean, TVC. You can also stream on demand at tvcplus.live.
Good day to the beautiful people of St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Martin News Desk now airs on
Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays on TVC
at 11 a.m. and then again at 5 p.m. So
make sure to tune in.
At Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design, we're thrilled to be your go-to print shop located in the heart of Bastille. From essential services like printing, copying, and laminating, to a diverse array of school supplies, arts and craft materials, and office essentials, we've got you covered. Don't fret, Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design are here to stay and ready to be your trusted partners for all your printing and craft supply needs. Ready for a visit? Find us at the corner between Dillio and Princess Street. Just look for the vibrant pink and yellow building with white doors. We can't wait to welcome you to our creative haven.